So Raw just ended, and this was a pretty good Raw. I would not say that for a go home show, probably not the best show. I think this Raw just weirded me out a little bit because I expected a lot of things which didn't happen, and some things that did happen I did not expect. Like Dom and AJ is not happening because Dom is injured, which I don't think he is. I don't think it. If even if he is, it is not a serious injury because he was in a backstage segment. He also had like a Jackie Redmond interview stuff, which he couldn't say stuff because crowd was booing him a lot. I do think what probably happened was that Dom didn't want to go to Saudi, and that's why they kind of postponed the match. So I think this will probably now happen at Saturday night's main event. They'll probably have this at Saturday night's main event, Dom versus AJ. And apart from that, Cody versus Jay, like this match exceeded my expectations. Like, it was slow in some parts because they were like aura farming in the commercials for like the first few minutes of the match. But apart from that, like it really showed that how much Cody and Jay know each other. Like Jay had all the counters for Cody's moves, and Cody always, like whenever it looked like Jay was getting too much on top, Cody will always find a way to get back on top again. And and you could see like hints of angry bloodline Jay, like super kicking him multiple times when he's on the ground. Like Jay really looks strong in this match, like him hitting the spear, him hitting the crossroads, getting a near 3 count. Like Jay was on top for like 60% of the match, I would say. And in the end, Cody hit like a crazy like RKO from the top, running, jumping to the top rope and hitting an RKO to Jay, and then hitting it with one crossroads to end the match. And now we're having Cody versus Randy at NOC in the King of the Ring finals. And if it is given time, I know it will be a great match because if Cody can have a great match with Jay, he can have a great match with Randy Orton. And Randy Orton in this run after his return at Survivor Series has probably been his best run in ring wise. Probably apart from his like younger run against the Undertaker and Mick Foley. Like this has probably been his best consistent in ring run. Apart from that, you had Seth and his faction coming out at the start. Seth yapped a lot. Like, I think the problem with heel Seth is that the way he speaks and the way his promo is structured, it kind of sounds like he says the same thing over and over again. But when he's a face, like he actually has different kinds of promos. Like there will be some when he's angry, there'll be much more depth. Of course, he had some depth here that because the crowd was also like bipolar. Like they were he said that you're chanting for like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and all these guys, but then you're also chanting my name. So I'm not gonna do what you want me to do, and that like guys like Penta, LA Knight, that they will also go down and everything, and like the usual stuff. The thing is, he did kind of like went on for too long, and then Penta came after he finished, and Braun and Penta had a great match. Of course, they were a little bit clunky because Penta is old, but man, these guys have great chemistry with each other. Like Penta was selling in the match. I think those botches actually helped their match a lot. Like I didn't. This match was better than I expected because Braun is still very young and Penta is very old. They had a great match, and I didn't expect that there would be a clean finish, but there was. Like Penta went to the top, and like Penta was going for like a jumping like splash, springboard splash or anything, cross body splash, and Braun just speared him like what happened with Carmelo Hayes. It probably the Carmelo Hayes was the better one, but he pinned him clean. And after the match, Seth was like, stay out of my business. I think this can lead to probably Penta and Phoenix uniting because you can have things like maybe this Friday or maybe next week, Seth and folks are attacking maybe like Sammy and Punk or anything. Then Penta comes out, Penta gets beaten up, and then you have Phoenix also there. And in the match, Like there was some like great moves like Penta doing the tope con hilo, like Braun hitting like throwing Penta on the ring post, him doing like the jumping clothesline from the top to Penta outside the ring, like that Mexican destroyer kick out. I didn't expect that to happen. It was very good. Though I didn't like the knee move. It felt like he missed the knee rather than it looked like he hit the knee, like when Braun hit the knee on Penta on the top rope. But overall, a very great match. Braun looks strong, Penta looks strong also, and Penta and Chad Gable had a segment also backstage when like Chad Gable was like, Ivy, you are my best student. Like, of course, Stephanie Walker beat you. It kind of looks like they're setting up something with them, but Stephanie has already beaten her. Then you had Chad Gable chastising Penta that you lost to him, like maybe I take off your mask and everything, and then Penta just attacked him and then Cero with him. I don't know if this happened in commercial or not. If this happened in commercial, I'm not counting it because Ludwig Kaiser was having like multiple segments in commercials for like weeks and that didn't go anywhere. So I don't know what is happening. But if like whenever Ray is injury free, like that Americano gimmick is coming back, I think they're just waiting for Rey Mysterio, and I think if Rey Mysterio is involved, they're probably going to get American Made involved as well, and maybe the LWO, or maybe they have LWO as like getting beat up by Grande and American Made and getting them heat, and then having like Penta and Phoenix or Penta and Andrade going up against them. I can see that also. Apart from that, you had Judgment Day stuff where Finn was like instigating everyone. He was like, okay, I know that we're all sad that Liv is gone, and Dom was like very funny, like my Paquita is gone, I really miss her. Like Finn kind of instigated Raquel. He was like, oh, and everything. But then she was like, keep this energy, go and face uh, take care of Rhea Ripley. And then he was like, Roxanne, you have a king or queen of the ring match. Dom, Roxanne has a match. So I thought that Dom would interfere, but Dom didn't. He didn't look interested in uh, uh, Roxanne at all, because Roxanne also tried to like uh, reassure him that everything will be fine. But it looks like this will probably happen over weeks. You had Roxanne versus Jade, which I think showed that Jade still has a long way to go in the ring. Like Jade, I think looked better in the match she had against Tiffany after WrestleMania. I think she was fine here. Like she is way better than where she was a year ago, or what she was in AEW. But she still has a long way to go. I don't think making her champion right now is good. I do think probably you should wait till WrestleMania. Probably you can have like a Bianca, Jade, Naomi triple threat, where like Jade pins Naomi to win the women's championship. I think you can do that. But I don't think this is the right time now. And in this match, I think Rox, because of her size, I think this match worked really well. That she always makes the opponents look good naturally because she is short, but also because like she also, the way she sell like her like screaming and all, like the way like Roxanne flew off the top rope where Jade like caught her, like it almost felt like Jade was gonna fall because Roxanne was like flying. Like in the end, it looked like Jade was trying to go for a second powerbomb, but she didn't, and then she just hit Roxanne with the Jaded, and she won. She also licked her in the match. Where Naomi had a funny tweet like, "Girls, go get your shots." Then after the match, you had Asuka come out. They had a little bit of a face to face, and it's confirmed it's Jade versus Asuka for the Queen of the Ring finals uh, at Night of Champions. The funny fact is that Night of Champions has two defenses. The SmackDown before Night of Champions has three defenses more. I didn't mind the earlier Night of Champions card like having three defenses, but two defenses while your SmackDown has only like SmackDown has more is not good. But apart from that, like you have like six matches, and I have seen like Saudi pay-per-views nowadays have more matches, more women's matches than regular WWE pay-per-views. Like even last year, I remember Crown Jewel. I think there was the women's tag match, and you had the Liv versus Nia Jax match as well. And while I don't remember the last time apart from WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and maybe Survivor Series, I don't remember. Like there are like two women's matches apart from like the big four happening, because you're getting Rhea versus Raquel. Like I missed some of this segment, but then Raquel put Rhea through the table because Roxanne interfered, and they're having a street fight at Night of Champions, which I don't expect to go on for too long, because I do think what's gonna happen is Roxanne is gonna interfere in that match also. It kind of looks like Roxanne and her would be friends, because she kind of helped her on her feet after it. Like Raquel helped her. Their last match was also a street fight, from what I remember. So what's probably gonna happen is Roxanne is gonna try to interfere in their NOC match. Nikki Bella will come out, she will interfere, and I think Rhea will beat Raquel. That will set up the women's tag match at Evolution, which would be Rhea and Nikki Bella versus Liv and versus Raquel and Roxanne. Which I am like, it's fine. I do hope they get like a defense before that, maybe against like Michin and BFAB, because like you can do the angle that, Roxanne, you have been helping me with Rhea and all, but tonight if you beat Michin and BFAB with me, you are the tag team champion. I think that will work well, and in the way then you can have Rhea on the card. I know people won't like it, but there is nothing else for Rhea to do. Even if Liv didn't get injured, this was the match that was going to happen at Evolution anyways. Like, you do not have slots left. I don't think you're doing EO versus Rhea at Evolution. I think probably you're going to do EO versus Rhea at SummerSlam, or maybe like a pay-per-view before Crown Jewel, because Crown Jewel is happening in October, and if they're still doing the champion versus champion thing, then Rhea is probably going to win the championship before like one pay-per-view before Crown Jewel. I don't think she's winning it now. I do think the plan is that I just don't see how Asuka wins against Jade. Like, even if Naomi interferes, like, you can explain Naomi interference that she's crazy, she doesn't like Jade, even though they have not had an interaction like since Money in the Bank. Like, Naomi is crazy, she doesn't have like logical reasoning behind her actions. But then why would Asuka like take the pin on Jade just because of Naomi? Won't she be like mad at her? Like, I just don't see a universe where Jade loses the final. I don't know. Like, you can set up EO versus Asuka at SummerSlam. Then what will EO do at Evolution? I think EO versus Asuka at Evolution is much better than at SummerSlam, because Damage Control is over. Like, there was a backstage segment which happened in the commercial break, so technically EO was not on the show, where EO was like, we dreamed about this match in Damage Control, and Asuka said like Damage Control is not there anymore, so Damage Control is over. So they're teasing that, but then what else can EO do, like apart from like Rhea? But Rhea is going to be involved in that. You have Stephanie Vaquer, like you can do that, but do you have Stephanie Vaquer lose her first women's match? But the thing was women's title match. But the thing is, if anyone can make Stephanie Vaquer look great in defeat, it is Io Sky. So let's see what happens. Like, I like this is why, because of these things, like, I'm confused about the shows going forward, about what's gonna happen with that. Like, it is like kind of boggling my mind. You had a Goldberg backstage segment also, backstage interview, where he said that I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Gunther. Just a normal interview. I don't know why they had to get an interview for Goldberg to say like, he insulted my family, so I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him. So it took you like a year to get back at him, and you couldn't save Michael Cole when Gunther was attacking him. Now randomly, because it's in your adopted hometown Atlanta, you just remembered, oh, Gunther insulted me. Okay, like Gunther had like a short and sweet great promo where he essentially said that Goldberg was destructive in his own era. This is not your era. Like, it's been 26 years, and that uh, you are a 58-year-old man who is way past his prime, and I'm going to end the myth of Goldberg at Saturday night's main event. And I'm going to show that why I am the greatest professional wrestler of this era. Short and sweet, Gunther did it, it's over. They didn't take really that much time off the show, and it was like a normal bit. It was good, it was fine. I don't mind it. Gunther has to win because these promos kind of make it sound like Goldberg can win also, because Michael Cole was like, what if you win the World Heavyweight Championship? Goldberg is like, oh, I don't know, I didn't think about that. And Gunther saying all this stuff like, I'm gonna embarrass you and everything. So I'm like, please don't have a Goldberg win, please. And apart from that, New Day are defending their World Tag Team Championships against Judgment Day next Monday. Why? Like, why does Finn and oh yeah, I remember, like, because Judgment Day did beat War Raiders, so they're getting a title match next week. Like, I won't be surprised if Finn and JD win. I won't be surprised if Finn and JD win, because what you're not doing anything with the New Day anyways, and then Finn and JD can lose, but that can only happen if like Dom tries to interfere and it doesn't work their way. That can happen, and you can then extend that storyline if you have Finn and JD win. It kind of looks like they are setting up something with the New Day, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller, because Grayson Waller was also there, like chastising Pierce or admonishing his friends, the New Day. Maybe I think it can lead to like a New Day versus Waller and Theory. Maybe Waller turns on Theory, and New Day retains titles that way. I think maybe that can happen too. Then also you had Becky versus Bailey. Before that you had Lyra and Bailey actually having a chat backstage where they were like really like heated towards each other, uh, like but then they calmed down, and Becky was like lurking in the background being all paranoid or hell, because before her entrance, like, she refused to talk a lot because she was like, they were conspiring against me. Then Becky and Bailey had a great match, like the way that they were moving, like the people who say that women should retire in their 30s, like the way that Becky, Lyra and Bailey have been matches against each other, the fast paced matches, like, show these to those guys, because I don't think anyone on the roster, be it Tiffany or any other new girls, are having this fast-paced matches like them. Like, they had a really great match. You had Lyra interfere because Becky was trying to bury Bailey under under chairs, but then Lyra tried to like remove those chairs. Then you had a whole skirmish, and then Becky hit Lyra with the punch because Bailey ducked. Then they had a sequence outside. They were "This is awesome" chants. Then Bailey was going for an elbow, but then Lyra interfered and like punched Becky and like just started hitting her. It kind of makes Lyra looks like a fool, because why? Like, you tried to save Bailey before so that Becky couldn't retain her title. But then it kind of makes sense also, because Bailey ducked, Becky did hit Lyra, and like anyone would be angry, so she just attacked her. So this, it does help Becky a lot. Like, she retained her title in a disqualification, and I think probably next week it will I either be Lyra versus Becky, and you have Becky attack both of them, setting up a match, or you have like a segment and Pierce says triple threat match at Evolution. And next week, I think next week you're probably gonna get a lot of matches announced for Evolution. I think the Rhea Nikki tag and the Becky triple threat will probably get announced across straight away next week, because I think a lot of things that are gonna happen at Night of Champions are gonna lead to that. You had a Sammy and Karrion Cross segment as well, where Sammy was very sad because he lost, but then Karrion Cross showed up and he was like, "I told you, you are a loser because you didn't listen to me." Then Sammy just punched Karrion Cross and said, "I have talked to Pierce. I don't need to listen to you. We're gonna have a match." And Karrion was like, "Ha ha ha, we got him," to Scarlett, and we're gonna have a match at Saudi Arabia. But it's crazy to see that potentially Sammy could have been off the Saudi card if Dom had agreed to go to Saudi Arabia, or AJ, any one of them. Like Sammy would have been totally off the Night of Champions card. So you're getting Sammy versus Karrion Kross at Night of Champions. Like this is Karrion Kross' first main roster match after his match against AJ Styles. I think before WrestleMania. So this is a big thing for him, because the thing is he's gonna get a lot of boost because it's Sami in Saudi Arabia. But also if you have a bad match with Sami Zayn of all people, it's done for you. Like you're not getting a push, because one thing is Sami is winning that match. The only thing that you can hope for is for you having a good match with Sami, and you're getting your match after months is a match at a PLE. So you, Karrion Kross, like lock in, brother. Your matches at main event are not clicking. You have been clunky. Those matches have been bad. You need to lock in because you're not winning. If you look good in the match, you have a chance to get a push. So do that, please. Rhea versus Raquel is also set street fight. So you're getting 6 matches. And apart from that, uh, I do want to see what's gonna happen. Like you had a Cena Punk video package. Like probably CM Punk is gonna do his pipe bomb promo on SmackDown, because it's gonna be like what, the 14th year anniversary of the pipe bomb on Friday, and they have been majorly building this feud on SmackDown anyways. And then you had the main event, which I think was a very great match, Cody versus Jay. And overall it was a fine, I would give it a 3 out of 5 show. It was fine. Let's see what happened the Night of Champions, because the crowd looks the card looks significantly weak now, but let's see what happens. So that was my review. If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share to those who do. My social media accounts are my Twitter/X account and my Instagram account, links are in the description, so go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is shabba@okicc, is in the description also, so go donate any amount of money which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for right now. So thank you, goodbye.